So good morning. We're going to get started here. Wow, 500. It looks pretty amazing. This is our largest group. This is pretty great. Will you please rise for the presentation of colors by the Columbia Fire Department Honor Guard, please? Would you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order, on. Right face. Forward, march.
Good morning. You may be seated. Thank you. And please feel free to keep eating while I make some opening remarks. I know you're thinking I was going to do that anyway, but you know, I gave you permission, so I feel better. So good morning and welcome to the 35th Annual Celebration of the Partners in Education in our Columbia Public Schools. And I'd like to take a moment to point out some of our elected officials and representatives in the room this morning. We'll hold our applause to the end and thank them all at once for their support of public education. So our Board Vice President, Jonathan Sessions, Board Member Dr. Della Streety-Wilhoit, Board Member Susan Blackburn, Board Member Blake Willoughby, Board Member Teresa Malidi, Representative Chuck Basie, Representative Cherie Tolson-Reich, Representative Sarah Walsh, and Steve Walsh from our U.S. Representative Vicki Hartzler's office. From the City of Columbia, City Councilman Michael Trapp, and our interim city manager, John Glascock. Would you please join me in giving them a round of applause? Thank you for being here. I would also like to point out a very special guest that's also here with us, Jolene Schultz. Will you please stand, Jolene? Jolene, along with the support of Dr. Ritter and Dr. Thompson, started this amazing program 35 years ago. So we are the beneficiaries of an incredible vision that you had so many years ago. Thank you so much, Jolene, for being with us this morning. I'd also like to start this morning by saying thank you to all of you. Thank you for your continued dedication to this program and for your outstanding commitment to public education and achievement of our kids. The 250 partnerships that have been established with the Columbia Public Schools, departments, and programs are an incredible resource for our students, teachers, and staff. Through these partnerships, we impact the end product, our students. So our theme this year is charting the course. That's what you have on your, you didn't get compasses this year as a gift. You got dry bags. If you were like taking bets on what is this? All right, it's not a barf bag. It's not a wine holder, as some have suspected. It's not some other medical device that some have also hypothesized. It's a dry bag. You put your phone in it when you go floating, and then you wrap it up, and it'll keep it dry. And you'll thank us. So our theme is charting the course, and it's about leading the way in the work that we do together to provide an excellent education for all of our students. In the Columbia Public Schools, we also have a belief system that aligns with the philosophy we say, we are one. We believe that all of us working together, sharing a common goal and vision is what leads to success. And that includes connecting our community to our schools. You exemplify what we mean by saying we are one. And just as an aside, if you have a relative who is an expecting parent or has a new child, we created something that I'm pretty obsessed with. If you work with me or for me, you know that I'm obsessed with this thing. We made these onesies for expecting mothers or newborns that say, "Welcome to the family, we are one Z." We are one Z? Got it? I know you're jealous that you don't work for the public schools. You are not eligible for a onesie. And for you who want an adult onesie, those are disgusting. Please don't ask me for one of those. So you can see by the theme for this year and our belief system that they align. You're here this morning because you realize the connection between your involvement in our schools and the success of our community. Together with CPS educators, you value the importance of providing an excellent education for all of our kids. You are willing to spend time in our schools, provide supports and resources for our students and staff, and you create access to opportunities for our students that they might not otherwise have had opportunity to do. You are charting the course. So in honor of our 35th anniversary, we do have that special treat for you on your table, okay? And we also have another special treat, which is something that I usually say, no, we're not doing that, but I was overruled this year, which is pie. You actually have pie on your table. So, yeah, you're welcome for those who send me an email each year and say, you know, I really like the pie breakfast, but there was no pie. I'm like, okay. So, you actually got pie this year, and that's courtesy of Hy-Vee. So thank you, Hy-Vee, for providing the pie. So while you enjoy your pie, I want to share some really positive points that we've accomplished with your help and your support. We are ranked in the top 10% of school districts nationwide. Our graduates' ACT scores are consistently higher than state and national averages. Of the 2,500 students taking advanced placement courses, more than 75% of them are earning college credit. Our four-year graduation rate is 90%. Our dropout rate is 2%, which continues to be among the lowest rates in the history of our school district. Nearly 80% of our graduating seniors attend college or a post-secondary institution, exceeding state averages. And we have a 98% career education placement rate. We are the fifth largest school district in the state of Missouri. We've seen a lot of growth over the last decade. But with your support, we're able to ensure our students have high-quality learning environments, and that support is continued through our long-range facility planning, and we make good on our promises. So don't be surprised if we're back next April asking you for some help on expanding some of our buildings. That was sort of a cue in to let you know that that's coming. A new middle school in the south of Columbia is under construction. Will open in 2020. We'll begin a renovation and addition on Locust Street Expressive Arts this summer. We'll also begin construction on an addition to Rockbridge Elementary School in the near future, so the planning and design starts this June. We've also completed numerous educational space renovations, including our CASA facility. So CASA is our aeronautics program. You may or may not know that we are probably the only one, I think, in the state of Missouri that has an aeronautics program. We're moving forward with security enhancements in our buildings that include new single point of entry entrances, upgraded security cameras, and so much more. All of this is because of the community that we live in and the support that you've provided to our schools. We cannot thank you enough for the support of our public education. So you create opportunities for our students, you provide enrichment activities, and you enhance the overall achievement of our students. Thank you for your support and for continuing to chart the course for us. It is an honor to be your superintendent. I'm so grateful that we had almost 500 in the room this morning. It really speaks to your investment and your time in our schools. So I'm going to turn it over to Michelle Baumstark, who is going to then continue with the recognition this morning. Thank you so much.
Taller than I am. Okay.
That's a first.
I have heels on too. Good morning. I hope you all are enjoying your pie this morning. I would like to thank you for your continued dedication to this program and for your outstanding commitment to the education and achievement of our students in Columbia Public Schools. The Partners in Education program began 35 years ago with a handful of charter partners. Those original partners are still part of our program today, and we continue to build on that original commitment to the program by adding new partners and new partnership friends each year. So with that, I'd like you to welcome two of our new partnership friends, Jersey Mike Subs and Your Pie, who I believe are with us this morning. So welcome to the Partners in Education program. So if I could have Jonathan Sessions, our Board Vice President, come up and join us, and we will begin our awards portion. We are honoring this morning the dedication of our partnership friends for their commitment to our schools and our kids. So a partnership friend, if you don't know, is a business or organization that provides an annual significant contribution to a school or program. So just some instructions. So when I call you up, Vice President Sessions and Dr. Stiepelman will present you with your award. And then after you receive your award, there's a step and repeat photo area over here. And our fabulous photographer, Casey Beckman, will take your photo, and then we will get you a copy of that after the breakfast. Oops. Peter's got my script all messed up. All right, so let's start with, he's laughing at me now. Let's start with Horace Mann Insurance and Columbia Public Schools. Do we have Scott DeVoto with us this morning? We also recognize this morning Jimmy Johnson, Columbia Public Schools, and I believe we have John Todd with us this morning. We also recognize this morning American Heart Association and Columbia Public Schools Physical Education and Health Department, Stephanie Jumps and Patty Cornell. Thank you. We also recognize this morning Boonslet Kiwanis and Locust Street Expressive Arts Elementary School, Joe Bradley and Julia Collins. Julia brought props. For the arts school, yes, makes sense. Next we recognize MFA Oil Company and CPS Athletics, John Eiler and Bruce Whitesides. We also recognize this morning trips in Rockridge High School, Joe Womack and Judd Rexdad. Next, we recognize New Horizons Methodist Church and Cedar Ridge Elementary School, Diana Baldwin and Angie Chandler. We also recognize this morning McDonald's and Columbia Public Schools, Melissa Bukalazula. I always say her name wrong. I'm sorry, Melissa. We also recognize Pizza Hut and Columbia Public Schools, Rachel Martin. Thank you. All right. Dedicating time and resources each year to the Partners in Education program is an outstanding commitment. And today we honor businesses and organizations that have made consistency and longevity part of their commitment as well. So at this time, we'd like to present the service awards for dedication to the Partners in Education program. We'll start with our 5-year awards. Eurofins and Battle High School, Lee Hammond and Kim Fresco. Thank you. We also recognize this morning Columbia College and Jefferson Middle School, and we have Fuchsia Singh and Greg Payne with us this morning. We also recognize this morning Lucky's Market and Grant and Locust Street Elementary Schools, Colleen Daly, Julie Coggins, and Jen Linger. We also recognize Shelter Insurance and Max Scholars, Stacy Smith and Annelle Wetters. Next we have our 10-year award honorees, the Bank of Missouri and Gifted Education, and we have Mike Ireland and Jill Brown with us this morning.
I would shake your hand, but here, I'll give you that, and then there you go. Two-part process.
Yeah. Comes in two parts. Youth Community Coalition in Columbia Public Schools, Ron Rowe and Becky Mart.
I'll give you this part when you guys get it.
So if you bring up two people, you each get a piece of the award.
I get the block. Here's some wood.
PetNet Coalition in Columbia Public Schools, Physical Education and Health, Lauren Simonson and Patty Cornell. We're sort of competing.
Yeah, you're welcome. There's a bottom.
D&H Drugstore at Midway Heights Elementary School, Tanya Alberti and Angie Gerson. Hy-Vee and New Haven and Rockbridge Elementary Schools, Matt Off, Ryan Lee, and Carol Garth.
No, don't do it.
Parkade Baptist Church and Parkade Elementary School, Aaron Cruz and Amy Watkins.
It's got some weight to it.
Next we have our 15-year awards, U.S. Bank and Appleheart Lewis Elementary School, Scott Borowski and Davion Moore.
Now you gotta go back that way.
Now you gotta go off this side. No.
Columbia Art League and Locust Street Expressive Arts, Taylor Boyce and Julia Coggins. The Cross Lumber Company and Center of Responsive Education, CORE, Tim Gatesmeyer and Connie Devine. Next we have our 20-year awards. First State Community Bank and Benton STEM Elementary School, Shonda Nichols and Sharon Smith.
Thank you. Yes.
Big Brothers Big Sisters in Columbia Public Schools, Heather Divitt Fletcher. Vision Works in Columbia Public Schools, Melissa Vipazula. PW Architects in Locust Street, Expressive Arts Elementary School, Chris Davis and Julia Coggins. Rolling Hills Veterinary Hospital and Mill Creek Elementary School, Dr. Tom Rose and Tabitha Rawlings. Next we have our 25-year honorees, City of Columbia Human Rights in Columbia Public Schools, Andrea Wayne. Yep, thank you. Heart of Missouri United Way in Columbia Public Schools, Sandra Graybaum. Kraft Hines and Derby Ridge Elementary School, Mary Shorey and Benita Benson. Voluntary Action Center in Hickman High School, Nick Foster and Tony Gregnon. Meals on Wheels at Rockbridge Elementary School, Janita Weaver and Ryan Lane. Next, we recognize our 30-year honorees, Columbia Daily Tribune in Douglas High School, Marva Miles and Erica Neville. Columbia Mall and Columbia Public Schools, Rusty Stratton. Next, we have our 35-year awardees. These are our charter partners who stepped up 35 years ago to help launch the Partners in Education program. The award that they have this morning is actually something that our students helped create, so I hope you enjoy it. Landmark Bank and Blue Ridge Elementary School, Matt Williams and Mark Burleson. MFA Inc. and Columbia Area Career Center, Ernie Versluis and Janine Thompson. CenturyLink and Fairview Elementary School, Chris Allmiller and Diana DeMoss. Central Bank and Grant Elementary School, Joe Henderson and Jen Winger.
I didn't know what the word was. He's not in a sports I was in drama. I wasn't.
He doesn't know sports. He didn't know what word to use.
We are onesie.
Oh gosh, all right. You can imagine what the office is like all day long. So, okay, KLMUA and Columbia Public Schools, Matt Garrett and Bruce Whiteside. Boone Hospital Center and Jefferson Middle School, Michelle Dobnett and Greg King. Commerce Bank and Parkade Elementary School, Steve Sowers and Amy Watkins. State Farm and Rockbridge High School, Brian Hazelrig and Jen Ruckstad. Shelter Insurance and West Middle School, Jay McClellan and Marita Walker. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Oh, we're doing this one.
Yep, So we have a couple of additional items this morning before we conclude. First, let's give all of our honorees a round of applause. In this room this morning, we also have many business representatives and educators who will be retiring at the end of this year, including some who have dedicated more than 20 years to our program. But these individuals are not leaving us without having made a significant impact. So don't be shy. Please stand up so that we may recognize you for your support of our program. You're being shy, but I know who they are. Thank you. I see you back there. Okay, so on your tables, you have a couple takeaway items. One is the special section put out by the Columbia Daily Tribune, where you can read about some of the honorees from today. The section is sponsored by all of you, so thank you for allowing us to share some of our success stories with the community. You also have your dry bag, and if you don't know, like this is what it's supposed to look like after you attach it, okay? I also just want to take a moment to thank all of our volunteers and organizations that help provide assistance to put on our celebration today and a lot of the events that took place this week. Those are listed actually in your program as well. And I also just want to take a minute to thank our community relations team for helping do everything to make this week possible. So thank you, Molly Delgado. Where's Molly? She's in the way back, guys. Everyone's talked to Molly at some point. So. Our intern, Jordan Helterbrand, who we've been fortunate to have for 2 years now, so that's been wonderful. Amanda Brown, Greg Powell, who's in the back. He's excited for the coffee. Lena Fulham, our CPS Nutrition Services staff who helped set up last night and again this morning. And then we had some amazing volunteers who helped get everybody checked in this morning. So Tanya Schofield, Jenny Maddox, Sherry Krause, Amy Stevenson, thank you for getting up early and being here. And thank you to the Holiday Inn for allowing us to have our event here multiple years in a row, and they know exactly what we need, which makes it really great. And did you know, I think I mentioned earlier, that you can watch this entire event on CPS-TV. Todd Hildahl, the CPS-TV is in the back there. You can catch it on Mediacom, CenturyLink, Charter, or on demand from our CPS website. So feel free to share this event with others who weren't here this morning. And then of course we'll be getting you your photos if you aren't already. We'll be getting those photos to you likely next week. So on behalf of the school district, thank you so much for being with us this morning and giving us your time. Thank you for all you do for Columbia Public Schools and our students. Have a great Friday and a great weekend. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.